Something moved back there.
It's me.
No, it's back here.
I was getting jiggy with it. What is happening, y'all?
Did you see our picture from the last live on
YouTube?
I think that's what it was.
Which one was it? I tried to pick the best one.
I was like this. You picked the best one for you, but the worst one for me. Okay. July the 18th, 2023, Tuesday afternoon here in Central Alabama at 4 o'clock Central Time.
It is a hot one today.
It's a hot one today.
I saw somebody in Mississippi said it was 112 heat index there. I looked at my weather stations. It's 108 here. Phew.
It's hot. It is definitely
high from Bermuda.
Bermuda.
How about that?
I'd like to go to Bermuda. I want to go a lot of places.
I wonder if they call them Bermuda shorts in Bermuda.
Imagine they do.
You think?
Yeah. It wasn't too many years ago. I can remember shopping for Mary Carl some shorts, and they said Bermuda shorts.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if that was the thing then, or it was just where I was shopping, but they were Bermuda shorts.
Bermuda shorts. You know what shorts I remember as a kid?
Jams.
Jams.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
Oh,
y'all get ready, because all we said was Bermuda, and here you go back to 1980.
Let me tell you a story about the jams, though. So it was a it was a tough economical time, but I didn't know it as a kid. So my parents couldn't afford jams, so my mama made my own. She sewed them. You believe that?
You told us something else that you made in a previous video that you didn't have.
My mama made Simpson shirts too.
No, that wasn't it.
Shirts. I can't remember, but she made me jams.
We
would go to like Hancock's Fabric.
I hate to tell you this, but this day and time, your mama would be penniless because somebody would sue her for making replica jams.
Well, I don't think you could,
I'm just saying.
I know what you mean.
The times have changed that much.
I know what you mean.
You can't recreate too much these days.
Yeah.
Without getting in trouble.
Ain't that the truth? But jams. Do you remember jams?
I do.
I'm just curious.
I think I still have, if I'm not mistaken.
You had some jams?
I don't still have them. There's a wallet that's in a blue box.
That's an OP wallet.
It's a Jams wallet.
Oh, really? Now, I did have an OP wallet.
This is a Jams wallet. It's in that blue box.
I bet it was Velcro.
Yeah. It was Velcro. And it had my boyfriend's picture in it.
Oh, that Velcro wallet.
Yep.
I remember for Christmas one year, my great aunt and uncle bought me a Velcro wallet, and it was Michael Jackson.
Well, also in that box, that same box that I'm talking about, that blue one that has a paint marker on top that says Brooke, with the key still in it, with the combination of 99. You can use the key or the combination. There are Swatch watches inside.
And they're back.
We
need to get them out.
We do.
So you can start wearing them.
Well, I'm not going to wear them.
I like them.
I like them too, but I got to save them.
Yeah. You know what else I saw was back? That old-timey regular digital watch is back. I see them advertised.
See, I passed right by that.
Just you know what I'm talking about? Just your simple digital watch.
I passed right by that. But
I'm going to tell you, I don't have to have a watch at all. Zero. But I will say this. This is like one of the first issued Apple Watches ever. And we bought it used off Facebook. And we probably have had it for 4 years now. But I don't look at it for time. I don't say, what time is it? Only thing I use this watch for is to find my phone.
So many times Jason has not been able to find his phone. Very few times when I can't find my phone, I simply mash the button on my watch and don't even think about trying to look for it because I know I got something that can find it.
Yeah.
Well, I think Jason must have saw me doing that one day and he thought, I could save myself a lot of time if I
Y'all,
start wearing that watch.
I bet I hit that button on my watch 10 times a day.
I hear it. I'll be in another part of the house. Ding, 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 ding. I'm like, oh my gracious, he has lost it again.
All the time.
Lost it.
And now I don't even worry about it. I don't even worry about it because
you just leave it everywhere.
I'll lose my phone like from walking from point A to point B, and it's gone. Just vanished.
And the other day, he lost it, and he looked down and he said, "I don't have my watch on." And I just knew he had lost the watch. I didn't think twice about it. Maybe I need to have a second dinger on mine to locate your phone mine. Too.
Yep. That's the only reason, and I don't even have that fancy. I got just a regular. I like the old analog style watch on there.
Well,
I don't even do nothing else with it. I wish I could, like, if I'm streaming music or a podcast, it shows up on my watch. I don't like that. I want to take it off my watch. I don't want it to show up on my watch. I just want to be able to find my phone.
I have very few things that I need mine for.
Yeah.
But ever since I was able to look and tell time, I have wore a watch. And if I do not have it, I am naked.
Yeah, you feel weird without a watch.
I have to have a watch. Yeah. And I've always been that way.
Somebody said I need one for my glasses. I do.
He needs,
I need multiple things. And if those tags wasn't so big.
I was fixing to say, I don't know why they haven't minimized
they're huge.
The AirTags yet to where.
I mean, it is like having this remote hanging from my glasses. I look like Minnie Pearl with her, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you just can't do that.
Yeah.
You just can't.
They're big.
They need to make them smaller because not only do people need to find their glasses, people need to find their pigeons. And so Mary Carl has an AirTag that she made a little thing for. She sewed it to where she could put it on her pigeon and strap it on. But it's too big.
It's too big.
I mean, it's the proper weight for flying, but it's not a good size to strap it on them.
You would think, because not on these, on my regular glasses, I keep that strap on there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I got a strap on my glasses all the time. And you would think that they would make a strap with a locator in it.
Maybe you're the only one that loses your glasses.
No, I bet you money I think car keys, phone, I think car keys is probably number 1, phone's number 2, and I think glasses is 3. The most lost things every day.
I think that the AirTag was designed to go for car keys.
I think it was.
And then, but I don't think most people take their glasses off. Because I can remember my daddy putting his glasses on the nightstand when he went to bed.
Maybe
and
you're
when
right.
he woke up, he put his glasses back on. Because most people don't take their glasses on.
Well, I can't read. Mine's for vision off.
Well, his was too. Because he took them off and had them in his hand if he was reading.
Huh. Maybe I'm backwards again.
Maybe he was backwards. I don't know. But I know he put them on his nightstand because sometimes, very rarely, he would fall asleep with them on his face.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he put them on the nightstand when he was about to fall asleep.
I need mine when I watch TV. I need mine like if we go somewhere to a store.
Or if you're driving.
Or if I'm driving. Like if we're in a store, I need them, but then I got to take them right back off.
Well, I can remember we went to a restaurant sometime in the past couple of weeks and you forgot your glasses.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, no worries, I'll read it to you.
You did.
But it didn't make sense to me because you could see the menu.
Yeah.
It was Olive Garden.
Yeah, it was.
And you forgot.
I did. I saw somebody, Mr. Richards said he lost his glasses the other day, but he found them. They were on his head. That reminds me, do you remember last year when I went to Oklahoma by myself for the YouTube conference?
I remember this.
With Lester and Arms family and Dutch, and there was several other YouTubers there, and we taught a class. And I was on the airplane, and I got off the airplane, and I was walking down the thing, got off, and was headed out or something like that.
To collect your luggage.
And then I was out. I done gone through past the point where I'd have to go through security again. And I realized my glasses were gone. And I said, heck with it. And I ain't going through all that mess. I am not going through all that mess. Going back in there to get those glasses. Plus, they were my old glasses anyways. I said, to heck with it. And they were on my face the entire time.
And when Jason got to where he could message me, he said he will be so glad when he gets home because he was a little frazzled.
Yeah.
Those things happen.
They happen.
They do happen.
They do happen. It was on my head. It's on my face. Not up here. I didn't have them like this and was walking around. They were right here. And I was convinced I had lost my glasses.
Well, your daughter got it from you. Because both of them can open the refrigerator and the ketchup be staring them in the face. And me see them standing there for 10 minutes and say, what are you looking for? Ketchup. It's right there. So I just know that's one thing you passed on.
I wonder if, since I need my glasses for distance, and not do I need bifocals, you reckon?
You could use well, yeah, you could. You could. My watch was a little too tight. I had to loosen it up.
Well, I don't feel so bad because I just saw Miss Cheryl right on here. That don't feel bad. Okay. She lost her phone and she was talking on it. Oh. I haven't done that, but I'm sure I have come close.
Maybe Cheryl was using an alias. Because, Cheryl, I wouldn't want anybody to know that. It's all in good humor, though, right?
Yeah,
it happens. I mean, we all get too much going on and we misplace things and lose things, and just happens to Jason a little more than the norm.
My mind, I know I've never been diagnosed with it. I know I never have been, but I know I got ADHD because it's just well, there's a bunch of stuff going on in my head at one time. It never slows down.
This is what my advice to you is on live TV. Yeah. When you walk out that door and you are off to do something, you do not answer a text. You do not stop and do anything that you're set out to do. You continue on. Those other things can wait. Yeah. Because you know that's how your mind works.
Yeah, it just...
Okay, so train yourself to do better.
I don't think you can.
Yes, you can.
I don't.
Yes, you can. I see you out there. I'll be doing something and you stop midway and you're texting somebody. I'm like, just carry on with what you were doing. Answer them later. Take care of whatever it is later because your mind's going this way.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be going this way.
And it won't be. You're using a text, for example, but that's not always the text.
Oh,
it could be I'm supposed to go out there and feed Nugget and I get sidetracked with good.
I forgot that I was supposed to get Nugget's grapes. And then he walks back to the house to go get Nugget's grapes. Yeah. And he sees that Loretta and Gus's pan's in the middle of the pasture. So he goes in there to get their pan and he goes back to feed them, but he never got Nugget's grapes.
That's it.
That's the perfect example.
That's absolutely it.
It was so much easier to use text as an example.
It's just.
That's right. So don't stop. Just do what you set out to do, and everything else goes away.
Oh man. Well, that's how it goes.
That is how it goes. We're all different. We all have our quirks, and
that's why I got you, because you got to keep me straight.
It was 2:36 when I looked at my watch, and I said, "Is all you have left to do this?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay." And he didn't say anything else. And I said, we got to do a live at 4. And he looked at me and he said, "Oh, that's right. It's Tuesday, isn't it?"
Oh,
so it's a big job around here. It's a big job. But I knew that there was probably a 90% chance that he did not remember today was Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And if he did, that 10% was going to make me smile. But he didn't.
It's not that I didn't remember it was Tuesday. It's just that
the live left your brain.
It did.
It didn't leave mine at 2:36. Yeah. I knew it all day. That's what was going on.
That's right. That's right.
But like I said, we all have our faults and we all have our, things that we do well. You want to see me try to edit a video? Then we'll talk about what Brooke's faults are. When you told me this morning, I don't know about y'all, but my Facebook feed on my personal page, probably most of you only have a personal page. My personal page on my Facebook will not load but about 5 people.
Yeah.
And it's been doing that for about 3 weeks now.
Mine's the same way.
And so I just don't know what's going on. with my friends, my
Mm-hmm.
former friends, future friends, my friends. I don't know what's going on with them. If I want to know about somebody, I type their name in because there's no way it's going to load.
Mm-hmm.
So Jason tried to show me this morning, this is what I've been doing. Dun, 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 dun. And I said, okay. And I looked at the way he had fixed it for a minute, and I went to look at something else, and I couldn't figure out how to get back to where he was. So I'm still typing in the person's name because I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
It's just, that's not how my brain works.
I want to say this, and I shared it on Instagram. It was an Instagram post.
Okay.
And I shared it on stories, and I showed it to you. And I need to look and see who posted it because it was really great. If I can, it may not be up there no more. I may have lost it.
Wait, what was it?
Dadgummit. Anyways, they the waterers.
Oh yeah.
Y'all,
you didn't tell me who posted it, or I would have remembered.
This was absolutely brilliant. So what they did, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna post their name somewhere because it was brilliant. But
she might have not been the one that originated it.
So y'all know those little reminds me of a old timey phone cord. You know what I'm talking about?
Hair bands.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
It's kind of corkscrew.
Yeah.
And you can pull them and they stretch.
Actually, I have one on my keychain.
Oh, you do, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it reminds me of an old timey phone cord. What it reminds me of. But she took these. I thought it was a bracelet, but hairband. She took these and put them on wrapped them around each water faucet around her farm. And then when she cuts the water on, she puts that bracelet on.
That bracelet that goes on that faucet.
And I think she had them color coded, but it didn't say they were color coded, but I think she had
Somebody
them color
said
coded.
they saw that. Denise said she saw that.
It was awesome. So for example, the red one went to Moody's water. So I cut Moody's water on and I put the bracelet on. All right. So what that does is 15 minutes from now, when I forgot I cut Moody's water on, the bracelet's on my arm, and I go, oh, Moody's water.
Yep.
So then when you cut the water off, you have to put the bracelet back on.
That's right.
Brilliant. We're going to do that.
And especially because those bands are weather resistant, weatherproof.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about leaving it outside, dropping it, whatever. It's safe.
Yeah, totally safe.
And I'm going to get you 25
We need them.
We have 25 faucets, I believe. We need 25. We do have 25 now, probably.
It was absolutely brilliant. I saw somebody say that Lester lost his coffee pot one time.
Coffee pot?
And found it in the refrigerator.
Oh, my.
Now, we have put stuff in the refrigerator that wasn't supposed to go in there.
We have thrown stuff away, of course, that hasn't supposed to. I mean, it's just a thing when you got too much going on in your mind. Things happen. Happens to all of us. It means we probably need to slow down a little.
Probably so. But the little plastic bracelet on the water, I love that idea.
That was just very smart.
Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, Jason thought he had me yesterday because I took care of the chickens.
I did have you.
You did, but I was going back in there.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna cut grass around the area,
and I wasn't even going to mention it.
I know, but he had to mention it because
I didn't want you to think I did it.
The electric fence gets cut on and off every time we go into the chicken area because we don't want anything to get our babies, obviously.
Right.
And where they're located, there's more access for things to go in and out. And I didn't cut the electric netting back on, which is a rarity.
It is. It is a rarity.
And Jason had to call me out on my rarity. And I just said, I know.
You forgot. Sometimes you forget.
I know.
You forget.
It happens.
Somebody said, "Am I going to wear 25 bracelets?" No. I don't. Maybe I didn't explain it properly.
There's a bracelet on each hydrant that stay there.
Yes. So when you turn that one hydrant on, you slip that bracelet on. So you're not going to go to the next hydrant because you got that bracelet on your arm.
You're only turning on one water at a time.
So you have to go back and put that bracelet on and cut it off. So that's how it works.
That's right.
I look like Mr. T or
Speaking of
Mr.
Mr.
T had a
T,
bunch of bracelets, or you just had a bunch
necklaces.
just necklaces.
I hung up all the goat chains that I found here, there, and everywhere that have came off the goats for whatever reason. They come off from time to time. They're plastic and they fall off their head or whatever. So I picked them all up and I put them on the 4-wheel drive part of our side by side.
He did.
And Jason and I were going in a place earlier where we needed 4-wheel drive, and I went to go put it in 4-wheel drive, and Jason said my Mr. T necklaces were in the way.
Yes.
How many do I have there?
I have 25.
I have a lot of them. But my intentions are to leave them there so I'll remember to put them on the goat's neck.
Oh.
And I will remember one day.
Oh, Mr. T. I love the 18.
So while we're talking about that, Mary Carl and I were out. I don't know if it was yesterday or day before yesterday. It was late in the afternoon. And Jason had drove the side-by-side to the barn to do something. And then he drove back and he stopped. It was Sunday. You stopped at Moody's Pen to do something, drove the beep beep. He left the beep beep at Moody's Pen and walked back home.
I forgot the side.
He forgot it and it stayed there all night. I said, why did you walk home and leave the side by side? And he said, because I was walking up the driveway. I thought he was trying to tell me I needed some exercise, so I went and got it.
Nope.
The next day.
Not at all.
Okay.
Oh, me.
We all have our quirks. I said it again.
Yeah. Thank goodness that we're all different.
Well, if we weren't, we'd be in big trouble. Everybody's water would be left on.
Oh,
then we wouldn't have any water.
You talk about a boring place.
It would be boring if we were all the same.
If everybody was the same.
And that's, it's just like people that think of different things to comment, just like we're talking right now. If everybody was thinking the same thing.
Yep, because I just see Miss Julie said, maybe I ought to put one on the electric fence to remind me that I have electric. I'm going to tell you something about the electric fence. It don't take but 2 times.
He pretty much remembers the electric fence.
2 times, and you will not need a bracelet on that electric fence.
No, you will not.
And I've said it in the videos before, and I'm sure you guys have seen it. I'll unplug that electric fence, fill Moody's feed up, and go hand it to him. And I'll look down at that plug 3 more times before I reach over and set that bucket over.
Yeah. And that wire is long around that pasture to have that much charge on it.
Yeah.
It's more of a scare.
It is. It's not. It really is more of a. Yeah, you're right. That jump scare of it is worse than the actual.
You about got me this morning though. You know it.
Yeah, because I plugged it back in.
Yeah, you did, and I was fixing to go and move it.
I didn't know.
And I said, I just unplugged that, Jason.
Oh.
And I've never touched it, so I didn't want you to do that.
No,
I haven't touched that one anyway. Not yet.
I'm telling you, you'll touch it one time, and in 2 times,
and then you
won't get past 2 times.
You'll say bad words to your husband because he plugged it back in and didn't know you wanted it off.
That's right.
Woo! So is it hot where y'all are?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people saying it is awful.
I saw some. I may be wrong, but this is what I remember. I remember it saying that it had been 118 in certain part of Arizona for like 12 days straight.
I saw some Arizona said it was 115, and that's not a heat index.
No, it had been like it'd been like 12 days straight that it was well over 110.
And I know that is hot, but bless them that they got a dry heat.
Isn't that the truth?
Whew.
So last night I was out and I was doing some manual labor and it was 7:00.
Yeah.
Because I have my watch on. So 7:00, y'all. I thought, I was like, something's wrong with me because I wasn't working that hard. I was doing a little physical labor and dripping.
It's bad.
Literally dripping.
It's bad.
And I had been drinking. It was not that I was fixing to have a heat stroke or anything because I'm very cautious about keeping myself hydrated. And I wasn't that active, but it was hot at 7:00.
It is. This is rough. Our dew points have been mid to high 70s, and that is.
It's It's not a comfortable heat.
It is awful.
Mary Carl and I had to walk from the truck to the house. It was about 1 o'clock, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And when we stepped out of the truck, Mary Carl said, "It is like a sauna out here."
It is.
And I said, like "It'll just about take your breath away."
Mm-hmm.
It just, the heat hits you. Just,
to me, it's worse when
go out of the air conditioner.
When I'm working, and then I stop, and then if I come inside where the air conditioning is or whatever, and you get cooled off, and then you got to go back out there again. To me, that's worse.
I do not like being wet with sweat, coming in, getting cooled off, and then getting cold and going back outside.
It's just hard for me to get started back up again, and then it seems like the heat's just too unbearable. But if I stay out there and go find a shade spot or something like that, instead of just cooling way down.
I found that too.
I can keep going.
I feel the same way. I don't want to come in the air conditioner necessarily and get comfortably cool.
Right.
I want to just cool down to where I'm not actively sweating so much.
It's been terrible.
We're in the wrong business for the hot time of the year.
Well, we got a mini split. Thank goodness for that.
Well, I just mean.
Oh yeah. It's rough.
I don't want to leave Alabama.
I will, but
until I'm 60.
Until you're 60. It is hot, and we got the mini split, and which is great news. Mm-hmm. But just a few minutes ago, we got even some more greater news. All right, so in our last video, where we had an issue with trying to put the TPost down.
Oh yeah.
I said that you had found a place that rents a gas-powered TPost driver, a post driver.
Well,
and because it was the weekend, and they got several stores or several locations.
This is the way it works. So it's a universal search.
Oh, okay.
So whatever they have, like say I'm searching for a wedding tent.
Yeah.
Just say.
Yeah.
If I'm searching for a wedding tent, that place is going to show if they have one, whether it be in California, Alabama, or wherever. It's a universal search. If they have one of them, it's going to show up.
But it's all the same business.
Yeah, it's all the same business.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. That this business showed they had one, and Sunbelt's who it is.
Sunbelt Rental.
And they got a store 30 minutes from here.
Mm-hmm.
And we were so happy that they had this
gas powered driver.
If you have never seen one, our friends over there at Living Traditions got one. Kevin and Sarah. And they've used theirs a lot. And I come real close to buying one. But then I started thinking, after I get these pastures built, I don't know if I would use it that much more often.
I don't. When we get this fence finished, I feel like we're fencing done.
Right. I think so too. But come to find out, our local store didn't have it. The closest place that had it was 2.5 hours.
3 hours away, y'all.
3 hours away.
There were two
one way
in the whole state of Alabama.
Yes.
And guess what? There's one in the north part of the state that's 2 hours and 53 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
There's one in the south part of the state that's 2 hours and 52 minutes away.
Yes.
1 minute apart going north or south.
So we're going to drive 6 hours to get
6 hours.
To get this thing. And I was like, well, that's not going to work. That is not going to work. So you called them.
This is to rent it now.
This is to rent it. You called them, talked to a very nice lady.
Yes.
And so what they're doing is they are going to ship it for us to the store that's close to us, and we'll have to pay for the shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And we can rent it from that store, use it because we get it for 7 days.
That's right.
And then we take it back.
That's right.
And we are so happy because now we can get the TPost in the ground.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we may or may not have it shipped back because that is somewhere that Mary Carl wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a part of the state that has a lot of canyons and caverns and hiking trails and waterfalls and such as that.
Right.
And so one of the things that they have near them is a sinkhole.
Yeah.
And it's a 16-story
yes
sinkhole. It's like one of the deepest sinkholes in the whole United States that's visible,
Right.
that you can actually look down in and
Right.
see it. And you can rappel down in there, but we are not rappelling down in there.
And you have to get a license to rappel.
We're not interested in doing that.
Right.
But you can look down in it and see it. Well, upon talking to the lady at the rental company, she begins to tell me all of these different waterfalls and things that are right near them. And so we may make a trip, just a day trip.
Yeah.
And kind of break it up with some fun activity and take it back to them. But if time gets away from us, then we'll have it shipped back.
That's right.
She said it's either or option. I just take it back to the store if I want to have it shipped.
Somebody asked how much is it going to cost to rent it for 7 days?
$180.
$180
versus $2,500
to buy one.
Yes. And I do not think we will get our $2,500 out of it.
I don't. I really don't. If we had 400 acres and we had 100 head of cow, and we were doing all this, that, and other, then I would.
I mean, it would justify itself. Yeah. But this is the last of our property.
Right.
There's nowhere else to put up a fence.
Yeah.
We'll be fenced all over.
And we could rent it how many times?
and it pay for itself, and me not have to maintain it.
Yeah, that's right.
And y'all get this part. It's brand new. It's never been rented. We're the first ones.
Yep.
So we're getting a brand new unit that has never been used, and we're going to break it in with how many TPosts? 500? No.
Nope. 275.
275 TPosts.
That's what we came up with.
Well, we're probably going to get about 300. And
that's not including the cows.
Right.
And I'm thinking that we're probably going to put TPost in over there too, for them. That's what I'm thinking with the electric clips.
We better figure that out.
I know it. I just had to thought about that.
Oh, goodness, y'all. We only got it for 7 days, and his thoughts have just begun. So I know what you're going to do when you wake up tonight.
Yeah.
I wonder what I worry about. Probably about that 16-foot sinkhole I'm going to visit. And the lady at the store has never heard of this 16 stories.
Is it? I don't think it's technically a sinkhole. It's like a cavern.
No, it's like says a cave. It's called a sinkhole.
Okay.
She calls it a sinkhole.
Okay.
And the lady said, well, sounds like your daughter must love nature. And I said, she does. And Google has been her friend because she has Googled everything in between here and there.
Yep. I was just thinking, somebody said it on there, which made perfectly good sense.
What?
If we do it this 7 days and we think we need it longer, we could rent it for another 7 days.
I checked it out to how much it is for a month. It's $550 for a month.
Okay.
Or $360 for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So if 7 days isn't going to cut it, I'm renting it for a month.
Yeah, I agree. I think 7 days would cut it, though, unless we get some crazy weather.
Well, I'm not really worried about the weather because it would be our friend unless it's lightning.
I watched Living Traditions when I was looking at them after all this happened, and they did
in 17 minutes, I think they did 25 TPosts.
Something like that.
It was crazy.
Yeah. So I'm thinking we're going to get this done in a couple of days.
Somebody wants to know why not use our tractor to put our TPost in.
Oh, you didn't watch the video.
You didn't watch the video.
We tried the tractor.
And we tried the tractor, and the tractor tried us, and then we tried some more.
We got 50% of them in with a tractor, and we got 50% of them didn't go in with a tractor. Matter of fact, with the tractor, we even bent one of the TPosts.
Yeah, it did. It was at the bottom. I can't do my elbow like that, but the TPost was upside down like this. And that's the strong part of it.
And we've had 9 inches of rain in July.
That's right. So it's not going to get any wetter, so to speak.
Nope. And I saw somebody ask, why didn't we use...
That's it. Never sink.
Never sink.
Never sink pit.
That's it. Never sink pit.
Yep.
That's it. So I saw somebody question about why didn't we use the tractor like a hammer?
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of did that, but y'all, it is sketchy. Number one, it didn't work. Number two, I got to hold that post while Brooke hits it, and that post can shoot. That was my main concern. That post kicking back and hit me in the face or anything like that, or you hitting it and thumping the tractor. But we tried that a couple of times, and I was like, no, we're not doing that at all. And it didn't drive it in either. It's kind of hard to keep it straight with Brooke hammering down with the tractor.
And I think some people misunderstood and thought we were hitting rocks. Well, we would try the post here, move it over, try it here, move it over, try here. It's not bedrock. Because we would hit one in and then we would miss one and then we hit one in. You think it's where Mr. Greg compacted the road. It's
exactly what happened. When we had the pond built, Mr. Greg had to build a road so his equipment can get through there in the dump truck. So he took a bulldozer and scraped away topsoil and made a road.
He brought in soil.
And then he compacted it.
With his roller.
With the roller and his bulldozer. And then I don't know how many trips of a dump truck going over it, fully loaded with dirt.
I think it was 120 loads in and out.
Yeah.
Because they took our dirt out and brought new dirt in. Yeah. So that's a lot of weight.
So it is just hammered. Uh-oh, somebody said the coffee. I thought I had it where it went. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I saw somebody say that earlier that the coffee's not showing up. So y'all give us a minute while we check this out.
No, it's there.
It's there. Coffee is there. Go to our website.
It's there. So sorry about that. I just saw that come up.
Cog Hill Coffee. We're not joining the Cog Squad right now. Cog Hill Coffee. When you go to our website and then it says shop now, it's available.
It's there. So that's what's happening. It's just so compact. Our ground's already hard as it is. Let alone when this come through here and all of that. But I'm pretty confident that this, watching Kevin and Sarah do theirs and all the reviews I've had, I'm pretty positive that it's gonna go and come on down through there. Yep.
Y'all, the coffee is on our website. It is www.coghillfarm.com. COGHILL farm.com. Jason's fixing to put a link up, so there won't be any problems with finding it. And it's the first thing you see when you go on our website, Cog Hill Coffee.
It's always, here we go. Show. Did I get it? Yes.
And he's gonna tell y'all it's right down here because that's where it is. Am I pointing to the right place?
It's really we see
it over here, but I know that's not right. It's over here.
Oh me.
So reviews of the coffee, y'all, have been nothing short of fantastic.
Yep.
Haven't had anybody that said I don't like this coffee. Have had a lot of people say I'm a coffee snob. I am so hesitant to buy this coffee, but when I tried it, literally best coffee I've ever drank. No bitterness, no aftertaste, on and on and on. I'm not a salesman, but the coffee's good.
Good. And if you guys ever want to know anything about links, where can I get a link to Harvest Right? Where can I get a link to
House Tools?
Where
can I buy your shirts?
Your Amazon
favorites.
Well, yeah, stuff that we use like chicken waters and all that. Your Amazon, I guess it's a store. Anyways, all of it is on our website. So if you go to Cog Hill Farm,
it's over here.
.com, everything's there.
Yep. Then you do decaf. We talked about this on a live on Tuesday morning. Saturday morning. However, this is Tuesday. So in the works on decaf.
Decaf is in the works.
So if you're wanting decaf, just know that it's gonna take a little bit, but it's gonna get here.
Are we getting smoke from Canada? You know what? Yesterday it seemed a little. But we didn't see any.
I haven't seen anything about it lately, but initially when it first started happening and it was so bad,
we did
around Birmingham, and we went to Birmingham that day. Y'all, you could see the haze from the smoke.
Isn't that crazy?
In Alabama,
all the way down in Alabama.
So when Jason and I went on our honeymoon, we went to, of all places, Disney World.
We did.
And we drove to Disney World. so when we went was the year 2000. I had to think for a minute. It was the year 2000, and there was a bad wildfire that year in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So one night we decided we were going to go to the House of Blues, downtown Disney, and have dinner because that's something Jason wanted to do while we were there.
I love blues music. I love the blues.
He loves blues music, and so we went downtown. All was good until about 9:00 that night.
It got bad.
And y'all, the smoke started coming in, and we literally, the next morning, both of us were very sick from the smoke and the fire, and we left and
went back home. Early.
We left early and drove back home because we were so sick.
Drove back home with a map.
With a map, because there was no GPS at the time.
Big, huge map.
So an 8-hour trip took us 12 hours. And we
got off track.
We were sick at the same time.
We got off track. I will say this, though. This is crazy, is that when we drove down there with our map, we went through all those toll roads, and back then it was, you had to put your actual money in there. It ain't like that no more. They just take a picture of your tag.
Yeah.
But you actually put your money in. On the way back, when we got lost,
we got there
zero toll. we didn't hit a first toll road.
No tolls, but it took us 4 hours longer than it should have.
Oh.
But it was so bad down there. We had a great time other than that, and thankfully it didn't hit us till our last day.
Ain't that the truth?
And it was one to remember, because that's the part that sticks out to me is the fire.
Yeah.
Not all the goodness.
Not all the goodness. The fire. The smoke.
The smoke. And I don't know if the night set it in or what happened, but
I don't know. I don't know if maybe it was getting. I don't know. Maybe it was the wind shifting.
Maybe
it was going somewhere else.
But it was so smoky you couldn't hardly see the hand in front of your face.
Mm-hmm.
How did we get to downtown Disney? We took a water taxi.
We took a pontoon boat.
We did, and on the way back we didn't want to do that because the smoke was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
we did.
That's my little dog.
Yeah.
I bathed her.
Yep.
Before we came to do this live, so she's looking kind of spiffy.
She is.
She's downstairs too.
Oh, why she's barking?
Well, Mary Carl just came in.
I guess that's it.
So
I guess that's why.
So what else kind of videos did we have?
Oh gosh, I can't remember.
I think we talked about Gus and Loretta's
wedding.
I think we talked about the watermelon?
No, I don't know if we talked about the watermelon.
You weren't out there when I gave her the watermelon.
No, I got a video of it. I was gonna make a reel.
No, you didn't.
Mm-hmm, you got to send it to me. I got the video.
Oh, so I shouldn't talk about it?
No, it's fine.
So when we have watermelon that we cut and don't eat the rind, we take it to our pigs. Peaches loves watermelon, Gus, Loretta. So I have to rind between Loretta and Gus. And Loretta got so excited about her watermelon rind. Do y'all know how she did with her food bowl? And she ran around the pasture with the food bowl. Y'all, she did the same thing with the watermelon rind. Man. She put that watermelon rind on her face, and she couldn't see anything, and she just jogged around the pasture as fast as she could and came back and sat down and ate her watermelon.
It's so funny.
It was funny. And guess what she did yesterday?
What'd she do yesterday?
I told you what she did yesterday. Had some tomatoes that had some bad spots in them.
Yep.
Gave them to the pigs with their breakfast. Loretta took one of the tomatoes and did her jog all the way around the pasture.
She gets so excited.
I guess that's what
she
it is.
I think she just gets so excited.
And Gus is like, lady friend, I'm going to eat yours while you go. And not going to be no tomatoes here when you get back.
Oh, that's funny.
And he just looks up at her and watches her trot around I don't know what her intentions are.
I don't know what her intentions are either.
We're going to have a talk with her.
She couldn't hear us.
She couldn't hear us.
And I'm fairly confident that's why she's so loud, because Gus doesn't do that.
No, he doesn't.
And Gus does make some noises, some pig noises, and Peaches makes pig noises.
Well,
but Loretta acts like she's got a megaphone with her pig noises.
So when we took Peaches to Auburn. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah.
We took Peaches to Auburn because she had a bowel compaction.
Right.
What year was that? Probably
5 years ago, I'm guessing.
98, maybe 97 or 98.
1997.
Uh-oh, I said it wrong. So it was a few years ago. Peaches. Peaches had a bowel impaction, and she went to Auburn University for treatment. And we put her in the back of the crew cab truck. Yeah. We had the seats folded up so she could ride back there because she was pretty sick. And Jason and I did everything we could to get her to get in the truck by picking her up. Yeah. And I don't think to this day I've ever heard a pig squeal that loud in my life.
That is a defense mechanism for pigs, is that when you pick them up, they squeal really loud, and so you'll drop them. I guess if you was a predator or something, you would drop them. It don't matter if they're a week old or if they're 10 years old. If you pick a pig up, most of the time it's gonna squeal like a pig. Just read.
That's right.
Yeah,
y'all. It was like 2018.
Yeah.
Or 2017. I didn't mean 97 or 98. I'm living back in the day. And
oh goodness.
In 97 or 98, I didn't have any pigs. I was probably going to junior college and working at Winn-Dixie as a grocery clerk. Is that what you call it? Cashier. And living life to the fullest, not knowing what in the world I wanted to do.
Not having a clue.
Here I am in 1998. I'm a farmer.
1998.
Yep. Happened just like that.
Oh, maybe we got a time machine and don't know it.
Maybe, because I sure got my days mixed up.
Or there's a glitch in the matrix.
Maybe. I don't know what I was thinking.
No, I don't know what you was thinking either. No idea.
1998.
1998.
What were you doing in 1998? So in 1998, Jason bought his first house.
I did.
He bought his first house all by himself.
I did.
We were dating, and he had plans to marry the lady he was dating. And he bought a house for us to future live in. And we did just that. And we were happy then as we are today.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Three houses later, and then we lived with my mama for how long?
A year and a half.
We lived with my mama for a year and a half after my daddy passed away because we were building a house.
Right. And we built
two houses.
We built two houses. We
really built one house.
We really built one house.
We really did.
Oh my gracious.
And we lived to tell about it, and we still are married. And how old are we? I'm 47 and Jason's 48.
I don't feel 48 though.
I don't feel 48 either. And my mama tells me I'm in the prime of my life. I don't have any doubt about that. But when she was my age is when my daddy died.
Yep.
And that's hard for me to remember that she was my age. And I remember it well, you know?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it seems like yesterday.
I always think about this. We've talked about this before. But when me and you got arrested.
We've talked about this. We did. We went to jail.
But your parents, they were like early 40s. Like
because I was 17 when I got arrested.
Younger than we are now. And I think about that. Like, God.
I mean, Mary Carl's almost the age that we were than when we got arrested.
Oh.
Right?
That's right.
I mean, she's about to be 14. I was 17.
Yep.
So we got arrested for criminal trespassing in the 3rd degree. And the charges were dropped.
It was dropped. We did a whole live about this one time.
We did. It was all.
Y'all have to go back and look for it.
You will, but I'll have to tell you that we supposedly don't have a criminal record, but in my mind, there's no way somebody physically went in there and destroyed that record.
I'm guessing if the FBI wanted to pull it up, they could.
Well, my thoughts are computers weren't real relevant back then. I mean, they were, but I think that those records had to be transferred to a new form of.
It's a crazy story.
This would have
but
been.
We did get fingerprinted and mug shot and everything.
This would have been 1993.
Yeah, 93. Was it 93 or 94?
It could have been 94, but I was 17 nonetheless. Summer of 93.
Summer of 93.
Yeah, that's right.
I would have been 18.
It was winter.
It was
winter. You were 18 and I was 17. Yep. And
no, didn't you just turn 18?
I think
because you got in trouble because you got 17. You would have been an adult.
True. It had to have been January.
Yep. You just had turned. You were like a week of turning 18.
And so I was supposed to be at church. And I wasn't. I was with an outlaw instead. I was supposed to be at church, and my parents had to come and get me out.
Oh, my
your
gracious.
Parents had to come and get you out.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
It was a mess. And it was all y'all. It was. Y'all just have to go back. It would just a big story.
It is a big story, but
we didn't do anything wrong. We were on somebody else's property. We didn't know we were on somebody else's property, and a buddy of ours broke down, and we helped him get off.
He was stuck.
He was stuck
in the mud,
and we helped him get out. And as soon as we got him out, we were leaving, and the owner pulled up.
And he had too much to drink.
Yeah, he'd have been. And instead of going, "What are y'all doing on my property?" and scaring us like, most men would have done, he called the police. And then when the police got there, they were like, what do you want us to do? And he's like, I want him to go to jail. And he did. There were some kids standing on the side of the road. Because listen to this, y'all. We had CB radios. So we were talking back and forth with no cell phones.
No,
So we were talking back and forth on the CB radio. And so some other kids heard us because we were getting a guy unstuck. Because, it was, how thrilling is it to watch, pull somebody out, And so these kids were on the side of the road, and he made them be arrested and taken.
Yep.
So
and they got released because they weren't of age.
They were not, all right. They were under 18.
They were under 18, and so they got to go home without anything being done to them, which.
Oh my gracious.
It was a big rigmarole.
It was a big thing.
And no matter what the bottom line was, our parents were still mad.
They were still mad at us.
Because they had to get up and come get us from the city police department.
And here I'm thinking, I'm trying to make a good impression on your mom and dad.
Yeah,
and
we
they're
hadn't
probably
been dating
thinking,
for long.
Who in the world is this fugitive my daughter's dating?
That's right. But then just a few years later, he bought our first house before we were ever married, all by himself.
I will remind me. I'm going to put a link to this, because everybody's wanting to see it. A link to that story on here somewhere.
Okay.
After it's over with.
Yeah.
It'll take me a minute. It'll take me a minute.
It was a funny story, all right.
But we never did go behind bars or anything.
No, we got to go home, but we got fingerprints taken.
Well, I'm telling y'all, the police were like, this is crazy. This is absolutely, and the magistrate, everybody. So that we were just sitting around, they were all like,
yeah,
we can't believe this guy's doing this.
So Jason had graduated high school, but I had to go to school the next day. And so I get to school, and the school's a small school. Everybody from kindergarten through 12th grade knew that I had been arrested the day before. It was not a good, because no matter who knew the story, you still got arrested.
We still got arrested.
And you don't just get arrested for nothing. They were doing something wrong, and I do not want you hanging out with her.
Oh,
seriously.
You know
their
it.
Parents were like,
you know it.
You don't need to be hanging out with her. She's bad.
Bonnie and Clyde.
And she still is bad.
Oh, so funny. So funny.
I'm like the furthest from bad there is. You too.
Like,
Yeah, the opposite end of the spectrum.
Oh, me. Oh, my gracious. Convict Brooks does sound good.
Yep.
We could change the name of your YouTube channel.
No. I don't want people's parents not wanting their kids to hang out with me.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and I played softball and volleyball. And so the coaches, all they heard was Brooke was arrested yesterday. And I couldn't how could I convince an adult that I really didn't do anything wrong? I really didn't.
Really, I mean,
I did.
Technically, we did because we were on somebody else's property, but we had no idea. A friend of ours, for I won't say years because it wasn't years, we were young, but had always said that this was his property.
Yeah.
Well, come to find out, the property behind this was his property, and you had to go through. There was a road there and everything. You had to go through here to get to his property, and that's what this one fella had done that we were friends with and got stuck. Mm-hmm. And we just went over there to help him get unstuck, and then
we got caught on somebody else's property.
We got caught.
I can guarantee you from that point forward, whenever Jason and I went anywhere, we made sure we weren't on private property.
Just like you won't hit that electric fence no more than twice.
No. So it was a good lesson learned.
Learned my lesson.
Maybe all teenagers should be arrested at least once. No matter if you didn't do anything wrong, it'll scare the mess out of you and scare other people's parents into not wanting them to hang out with you either.
Goodness. It scared me. I'm not gonna lie. And y'all gonna tell y'all something. That stuff, that ink they use to fingerprint
it didn't come off. I went to school with it on my fingers.
You have to wear that off. It don't come off. I mean, I sat there with Gojo trying to get it off.
Well, at least you went to junior college the next day and not high school.
That's true. With black thumb.
Yeah, and everybody, saw my prints. And
I think they take them all. Didn't they take all of our fingers?
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't just your thumb.
It was all of them.
It was all of them. Yeah, it was all of them.
Scared us straight, all right.
Oh my gracious! Oh, were our parents angry? Yeah, they were a little angry.
They were very angry.
They had to literally bail us out.
They did. They had to pay money to get us out of jail.
To get us out.
Or else we would have we'd have spent the night behind bars.
Yeah.
If we had not been bailed out.
We would have. We would have had to spend the night in the city jail.
I wonder what our bail was.
I don't think it was that much money.
Because my conversation with my parents was very silent on the way home. And you had your own vehicle, so you drove yourself.
Yeah, because I had to drive over there.
But I didn't. I had to ride home with my parents, and it was very quiet. Very quiet. Mm-hmm. Speaking of church, I just thought about something.
What's that?
So, very active youth group I was involved in before we got together.
Started dating, yeah.
Yeah. So, I just thought about my mom and daddy being woke up or interrupted or had to come get me. So we play volleyball in the church gym a lot of times.
Right.
And this particular night, we weren't playing volleyball. We were playing hide and go seek. And so the gym had the lights off. So you could, go hide easily. You could hide anywhere you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've told y'all before that my night vision is pitiful. I just do not see well at night. And I've talked to the eye doctor about it, and she says some people are just like that. Some people just, and my mama's like that too, so I guess it's hereditary. They just don't see well at night. So, okay, I don't see well at night. I know that I don't see well at night, but I'm playing hide and go seek, and I'm going to win. So I'm running fast as I can to home base in the gym with the lights off, with the volleyball poles up that are old tires that are cemented.
Got concrete
poles,
in there.
Poles cemented with bolts coming out of them for the net to tie to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm running full blast to go to my home base, and I ran slap into that bolt sticking out of that pole and knocked me out. So when my fellow people found me, I was in a pile of blood, and I didn't know what had happened or where I was, but they informed me that I had hit a pole, and so they had to drive me to my parents' house because they didn't know anything about insurance or anything like that.
Right.
My parents were at home at this point, and I can remember going in the door and just being covered in blood. And my mom and daddy, this is where this was going, because they were mad about me being arrested. But now they're not mad. They're very worried because I'm covered.
Right.
And you can see it if I make a. Is it right there?
I can't tell. I think so.
You can only see it when I make a certain face. So y'all can see it right there. That scar goes up and then back down. And you can only see it if I make that funny face. But I got a scar.
Oh, goodness.
I bet these people got a kick out of that. But I wanted y'all to see it. It's a big L scar.
Big L.
But the reason it's an L is because when I hit that bolt, it just tore.
Yeah.
And do y'all see? Look again. Look, it goes
L.
right there, the big L. Do y'all see how close to my eye that is? Just think if it had been, just a half an inch lower, I would have not had an eye. So I guess my night vision is nothing to complain about, considering I could have lost all vision in one eye.
Yeah, that's nothing.
I had never told y'all about that.
We'll take the big L instead.
Can you see it?
Oh, do you see what Robin called us? Con heel.
Con heel.
Oh, goodness.
I hate to know what came up on y'all's deciphering.
Oh, goodness. Oh.
Yeah, so I didn't get to go to jail on that second one when I scared my parents. I didn't scare them because I was in jail. I scared them because I had a big L.
You had the big L.
Why don't you draw on it and show it to them?
No, I don't want to.
You see it?
I see your L. I see your L. I had somebody ask about our plaque over here. Can you get that down?
Get it down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets crooked sometimes because I see some people that have their OCD. They're like, it's crooked. And so I try to keep it straight. But when me and Mary Carl watch TV, we cut the volume up way loud and it shakes the room.
She tells me when we watch TV, I cut it on like 9. You can barely hear it.
Yeah.
She told me the other night, she said, Mama, me and Daddy listen to the TV on 68. and I listen to it on 9.
We do. And so it kind of shakes the room. And so this particular one and the Nugget one over there vibrate pretty good. So I had to take them off. And so when I put them back on, they'll get kind of crooked. But somebody asked me about this recently, and they said, who made that for y'all? Look at this. I know I've shown it before. That is engraved in there and burned with a laser. And our good buddy Clack at the Clack Shack made this right here. And he's working on another one for us too.
That's right.
Or we're going to do one for our coffee. Because when we do our Saturday morning live, we're going to make it look a little different.
So Clack does some of this neat stuff that he does. Not only woodwork, but metal work as well. And he does it on his YouTube channel. He
does got a YouTube channel. And if you guys are interested in woodworking, and he does a lot of laser stuff. I mean, it's above my head, but he does all this type of laser and burning and etching, and it's pretty neat. If that is your jam.
Or if you are interested in buying something yourself, he sells stuff.
He does sell stuff. You can go to his website too. I think it's the Clack Shack. But I wanted to show that because I don't think you really can't see how detailed it is. He did it off a picture.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, off a photograph. That's just awesome. But I wanted to show you guys that up close because somebody asked about it recently. But yeah, our buddy Clack did that at the Clack Shack.
So it's CLACK SHACK, Clack Shack.
Yep.
And y'all check him out. He's a really nice guy, and he can do just about anything.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. What else do we got? Anything else over there you want to talk about?
A lot of people were concerned about snakes when Mary Carl and I walked in the woods.
Uh-huh.
And y'all we are very aware that there are snakes in the woods, but we also are very cautious when we walk in the woods. The dogs go down there all the time, and that meaning Holly, Bandit, Rocky, Foxy, Sunny, Jewel, they all go in the woods.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say that they've never been snake bit, but they've never been snake bit. I should say that. Knock on that wood, yes. But yeah, we're real cautious, and we just do the best we can. There's more people struck by lightning than bit by a snake.
Is that true?
Oh man, there's more people struck by lightning than like anything.
You know, we were talking about that the other day because we had a lightning storm.
Oh, it scared us to death.
Oh my great! You know, and
I've never felt like that.
Not like that. I mean, it was crazy lightning.
We were driving down the road in the car.
Yeah, and one of those just pop-up storms popped up, and it was crazy. I mean, it looked like a juke joint. It was just
all three of us jumped to the point where we just about knocked ourselves out. It was so just a weird happening.
But you know why I think that, you know, you don't really worry about snakes and you're so cautious?
Why?
Because you can smell them.
Oh. Well, I was thinking about, you know, being bit by a shark or bit by a snake or all these things that happen, and being struck by lightning is where people need to be concerned. Yeah. Not to say these other things can't happen. You need to be vigilant.
That's right.
But I am scared of lightning.
Yeah, lightning. Yeah, and I never been that worried about lightning until the other day.
I'm worried about it. Because when I was little, I told you this the other day.
Yeah.
My daddy and I were fishing in an aluminum boat, and one of those pop-up storms came up, and we were on a lake. It was a pretty big lake in Dallas County. It's called Dallas County Public Lake. And one of those storms came up, and y'all it lightened, and we were in that aluminum boat. We had to seek shelter up under a concrete picnic table, and
scared you.
It scared me because I remember it. And you know, a lot of things when you're young like that, I don't know, probably 8, 9 years old, will leave your mind. Most of it does, I imagine.
Right.
That stays near to me because I was scared.
You were scared.
I was scared because I was thinking, how are we going to get it? The only way to get back to our car was by boat.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out how we were going to get back, and you know, all these things running through my mind.
Yeah. And you've told me that story several times. So it made a mark on you.
I was scared.
It made a mark on you. Big time.
So we went camping for the first time in our camper. We were at Navarre Beach.
Yeah.
And one campsite over, somebody was struck by lightning and killed.
It sure was.
Yep.
You don't think about lightning.
No.
You don't.
You think about snakes, and you think about sharks, and you think about...
know, I don't remember thinking about sharks as a kid, but now it worries me to death.
Mary Carl says she's not so much concerned about sharks as she
Stingrays.
Stingrays.
Yeah.
And we saw that firsthand when she was little.
Yeah.
We went to Discovery Cove when she was about, what?
Oh, yeah.
8 years old.
Yeah.
And the
stingray scared her.
The stingray scared her. They had all been debarbed or whatever they do to make them safe. But that she was terrified. And we, of course, didn't force her to go in it. But the last time we went to the beach, which was 2 years ago, by the way, we haven't been to the beach in 2 years.
No, it's been a minute.
And
that was just like a...
It was we went camping.
Yeah.
We went
2 years or 3 years?
It was 2 years.
We've been here 2 years.
My car is 2 years old, and that's when we got the camper. That's when we took the camper.
2.5 years.
No, Jason. I just got an email this week. My 2-year anniversary for my car.
All right.
We pulled the camper with it.
Oh, gosh.
We saw stingrays.
Yeah.
Which we have never, in my going to the beach, I've never seen stingrays. Have you?
No, I don't.
Not swimming amongst us.
Not swimming amongst us. I think fishermen catch them on the pier.
Yeah.
But I haven't ever.
And she's scared she'll step on one.
Yeah, and I read about it recently because I saw a video not too long ago where this guy caught one and he was holding it, showing it to his buddy. He was filming it, and it reached over and stung him in the arm.
That is nothing to play with.
And he immediately dropped it, and he was just screaming. He said, louder than Loretta. And I was like, I wonder how bad a stingray sting hurts. And it's bad, and it lasts for like 3 to 4 hours. That's what it said. Now, I don't know, but that's what it said.
Somebody just said, how's the pond doing? Y'all, I put out a video. It was
and I did one too recently about the pond.
Sunday video was about the pond, and I showed the pond, and I talked about why the puppies don't want to frequent the pond. So check it out if you didn't see it.
But it's we need a lot more rain.
We do.
Yeah, we need a lot more rain.
And a lot of people commented on my video. Well, you need to pump water from that stream to the pond. Well, that was our initial plan, was the ram pump. And we've since been told that the ram pump won't push it 500 feet and 100-foot elevation.
Right.
So we got to regroup, but we're gonna try to figure something out.
Yep.
Steve Irwin got killed by a stingray.
He did.
That's right. That's right. I hate that.
I'm writing links down so I do not forget.
You better write it down.
Because I will forget.
You better write it down.
I saw Mike Key on here.
Did you?
He's late.
He is late.
He had to work hard today.
He did. But I bet he's fixing to go get on that boat.
He said he needs to come fish in that pond. He ain't going to catch nothing.
You sure ain't. You ain't going to catch nothing, Michael. You need to bring some of your fish to our pond.
That's what he needs to do, ain't it?
All right. So we will see y'all Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
We still don't know what time. I think we're just going to wing it as far as time.
Yeah.
Because Saturday's supposed to be our off day. So whenever we get up and get our coffee made is when we will go live, and we apologize.
That's right.
But
that's right.
The good thing is y'all can watch it at any time.
Y'all can watch the replay.
You can watch the replay. I know y'all say it's not the same as a live, but it really is. We say the same thing. It's just in reverse.
Oh, me.
Right?
That's right. Well,
I just reading comments and I can't because I'll start talking.
Guys, we'll catch y'all the next live Saturday morning, somewhere around 8-ish.
Maybe a little before, maybe 7:30.
Yep.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe real early, because we said when we rent this, I'm not supposed to talk.
You get going, won't you? Oh, y'all be good.